Hey guys, it's Ryzen.
And Liz.
And welcome to the first recap of the 2020 season with the Brady-less Patriots. Now Cam Newton is the quarterback. Good game, actually. Patriots win. They win 21-11, and really could have been significantly worse for the Dolphins had a critical mistake by Harry not happened. This was a kind of sloppy game at times for New England, but they did pretty well, more or less. The Dolphins get the first kick, receive, 3 and out. There's a muffed punt. Bird technically muffed it, but I blame Jackson more than I do Bird. He got in his way, but Jackson recovers it, so it makes up for it. Patriots offense, the first half, basically, they were doing all these read option runs with Cam Newton. Worked pretty well at first, but unfortunately, the first drive ended with a bad sack by Newton. One thing Newton's got to work on, changing plays when there's all-out pressure. He did it a couple of times in the game when Miami went cover 0, but this first offensive drive, I mean, you got to audible out of, you got to check out of all-out pressure. If you can't run on that. I mean, so, or you can't do like a long pass or a play action or anything like that. You got to do a quick pass in that situation. And you didn't, and you got sacked, and that basically killed that drive. They punt, but whatever. Dolphins don't do anything with it. They punt. And Izzo gets a good catch off of a good route, which is, and does a very Edelman-esque stop on his route, which is good. Patriots do have a bunch of read options still, and then this kind of first quarter ended with something really weird. It looked like McDaniels called a timeout.
Yeah, this was weird.
This was really, really freaking weird. I definitely saw this. They took the timeout off the television HUD, the UI or whatever, the interface. Except then they came back from commercial and the clock rolled. I don't know why, and then the Patriots got the timeout back. I'm confused as to what happened there. I mean, obviously the Patriots wanted to switch sides to get the wind for the field goal, which ended up not mattering, but very weird sequence, but whatever. I guess they didn't want to call timeout, and there was probably an official stoppage for something.
Right.
If I had to guess. Anyway, there's a good run by Newton for the first down and the start of the second quarter, and then Newton gets good power run touchdown. Newton had a good game.
He did. I would say so too.
He had a real good game. So it's 7-0 New England, and then Fitz had a bad game.
Yeah, wasn't great.
Wasn't good. Throws an interception to Gilmore. Gilmore had a very inconsistent game. It was weird for him. He had 2 really bad PIs, but all around he was solid. Anyway, the Dolphins really don't do too much. The Patriots, unfortunately, don't do much with the interception, the punt.
Yeah.
The Dolphins, they hit the run well. They get a field goal attempt. It's actually partially blocked, but still good, which I've never seen before. I mean, I've seen it like really close, but this is a pretty distant kick. So it's weird. So it's 7-3. And the Patriots go 3 and out, but the punt coverage is good. And it's 2-minute warning, and then Phillips gets a pick, which sets up a last-second field goal attempt. Unfortunately, Nick Folk is the kicker for the Patriots, so he kicks it wide right. But
yep. What can you do? It is what it is.
Good, consistent kickers are a dime a dozen. It is what it is, and they're very streaky.
They've had that problem for a while now, so.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. So that's the halftime. Dolphins are really lucky that it was only 7-3, frankly. So quarter 3, Patriots ball first, and they come out and they start doing play action passing, which the Dolphins were not prepared for. They actually had adapted in the second quarter to the Cam Newton runs and the handoffs to Michelle and Burkhead and Taylor, who I thought had a fantastic game.
He did, yeah. I didn't even know he was on the team.
Only got a few carries, but fantastic game. And Cam Newton started doing play-action passing to Edelman. Edelman had a bad drop earlier in the game, but
the rest of the game he played really well.
Really good. Other than that, and Dolphins were completely unprepared for it. I don't think they knew that Newton had practiced those plays. And it was good. And then Cam gets an outside run for a touchdown. I don't think he was actually in, but it would have been a first down anyway on an inch-yard line. And let's be honest, you're not going to stop Cam Newton running up the middle 4 times at an inch-yard line.
Yeah.
So
the Dolphins just managed it, so
it's not going to happen. Also, if you want ice cream, it's outside right now.
In the middle of September.
Of course, why not?
Right before it's going to start raining.
Anyway, they reviewed it. They upheld it, which I'm surprised by because
Yeah.
it felt definitively that he was short by an inch-yard line. But again, look, like I said, you're not going to stop Cam Newton running up the middle 4 times on an inch-yard line unless something really fluky happens.
They must have not gotten a good angle or something.
Probably. The official was blocking one of the angles, so I don't know. 14-3 Patriots to make the extra point. Then Johan Williams had a good deflection, forcing a 3-and-out. Harry gets a good hard catch for a first down. Unfortunately, Harry fucked up later, but anyway, this is when they started handing it to Taylor. He had a good game.
Yeah, he did.
And unfortunately, when it looks like the Patriots are about to put the game away, and this would have ended it,
Yeah, the game would have been
Harry
over.
fumbles at the 2-yard line inexcusably, and it wasn't even that hard of a strip. I don't know what the hell Harry was doing. Just not holding the ball well.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Inexcusable. And he fumbles it for a touchback. So Dolphins get the ball back, and that's goes into the 4th quarter. There's a 4th and 2, and Gilmore commits PI. And it was a bad PI. He's basically holding the guy by the neck. I mean, what are you doing? So anyway, it's a big 3rd and goal at the 1. Dolphins they score, they get 2-point conversions, 14-11. Game's not over yet. Let's see. Then there's a terrible Miami penalty. They tackled way out of bounds.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing? I think that ultimately was what cost Miami this game, because that's a huge play. Gave Patriots like 30 yards on that play.
Right.
There's an end-around run with Edelman. So they drive into the red zone. There's a key play where Cam Newton dives for the first down on a 3rd down. He's short. For some reason, they give it to him on the mark. But Miami challenges, overturned, 4th and inches. And it's Cam Newton, so they run up the middle with him, and Miami sells out on it, and it just doesn't matter. He still pushes it 4 yards, damn near scores. It's just, Newton's 270 pounds. I mean, it's hard.
He's a big guy.
Even if you guess right, it's hard to stop. So anyway, they get to the 1, Michelle touchdown run, game over basically. It's 21-11. And the rest of the game's kind of a formality. Derek Rivers gets a sack, but it doesn't matter because it's the next play. Gilmore does his 2nd PI. That's a bad PI. And then there's a 2-minute warning. Miami does get in position to score thanks to Gilmore, but J.C. Jackson intercepts the ball, steals the game. Yeah, there probably should have been PI on that play, but frankly, why is Fitz throwing into double coverage in the corner? Sorry, it's a bad throw even if they call the PI.
Yeah.
It just is.
Bad decision.
Bad decision to begin with. So it seals the game more or less. It's a fast game.
It's 4.
Not even 4. It's barely 4 o'clock.
Yeah, so the game ended like
3:45.
15, 20 minutes early.
Anyway, Cam seals it with a great run to the left, and it ultimately ends the game. 75 rushing yards, 155 yards passing. Great game. The one thing he did jostle with a Dolphin at the end of this game. I don't know why. Dude, just walk away, man. You kick their ass. It's not worth it. You don't want to risk getting suspended.
Right.
So, just walk away. So I'm sure be able to talk to him about that. I mean, I get it. It's your first game back and you're emotional, but it's not worth risking a fine or a suspension, especially.
Right.
I mean, you got a potential to be a really good quarterback for this team. And ultimately, the Patriots win 21-11. Thought Newton had a great game. Very efficient game. Very game manager-esque, but that's what you want with this kind of defense.
It worked.
Kept the clock churning. Kept the defense fresh. And great adjustments by McDaniels to the play-action passing. And that was a good game plan all around. So
Yeah, good game.
Edelman had a good game, and
Taylor had a good game.
whole defense. Linebacker core needs to work a little bit on communication, but they were solid. Other than that, a couple of times.
Most of them hadn't played in the positions they were in.
Need more pass rush, but Miami does have a good O-line, so it's understandable.
Overall, it was a good first game for the season.
Yeah, it's a good start. So next up, they play Seattle. At Seattle, that's going to be rough. I don't know if they can win that game.
We'll have to see what the conditions are out west,
I don't know
too.
if they'll even be able to play the game because California, or West Coast is on fire. It's Oregon.
Yeah.
And
Fires.
California, they're both on fire.
Right.
And Washington.
Yeah,
all 3 states are on fire right now. So Seattle may not be able to go to Seattle.
I don't know what they would do.
I don't know what they would do, but we'll see. They might be okay, but it's going to be rough. So I don't know if you have anything else you want to say, or
no, it was a good game. I'm excited to see what they're going to do for the rest of the season. It was weird without having fans in the stands.
They pumped in some crowd noise.
Yeah, which
I allowed to do that.
We didn't expect, but it was still enjoyable to watch.
Normally that's illegal, but obviously you have to make exceptions when you can't have fans in the stands.
Right.
So, and they didn't pump in. It wasn't that loud.
It was subtle.
It was subtle.
It wasn't like having 75,000 people in the stadium.
The home team should have some advantage.
Right.
So, it was good.
Yeah, good game.
So, I'm definitely excited to see more of Newton. It's an interesting game, interesting team, interesting plays that they're able to do. They even did the Jackson pitch toss option.
Yeah, they did a whole bunch of different things.
Cool things, And then Newton's very good at play action passing, short passing, good at checkdowns to running backs, and then he's got an arm to go deep here and there. So,
which he tried to do at one point, but nobody was open
there. And unfortunately, they don't really have
any deep threats.
Occasionally you might hit Edelman, but could be a good team. So we'll see. Guess that'll do it. That's that for now. Ryzen
and Liz
signing off. See you for Seattle game.